Welcome to Every Thought Captive. Let's hear about a resource from 9 Marks, 20 Schemes, and Christian Focus. It is a collection of 10 little books for new believers or perhaps forming a core study for a church plant. The series is called First Steps, edited by McConnell of 20 Schemes. 20 Schemes is a church planting ministry in Scotland's housing projects, which are called schemes. Give you a look at the collection here. Give you a look at the end so you can see all the authors and the volumes that they've written. There's 10 books in the series, and this is what it looks like on the front end. Oops. Let's try this. And you can see here, 9 Marks, 20 Schemes. So I'll be reading a brief excerpt from the volume entitled God, written by McConnell. If God exists, what does it have to do with me? Jack. The way the book is laid out, there's these sections inside the book where different characters are introduced, their viewpoints, maybe even their thoughts, and then some spots to stop and reflect on what they're thinking and also how the scriptures can be brought to bear. If God exists, what does it have to do with me? Jack knows the world is broken. His whole life is a mess. He doesn't need to be convinced of that. When we ask Jack how he thinks the world got to be like this, he doesn't have an answer. He thinks it's because people are greedy and selfish. But he's not sure of much else. He doesn't agree with abortion. He thinks that's wrong, but he's not sure why. He thinks that there should be the death penalty for perverts, but that other criminals are not as bad. He thinks of himself as good in that he loves his family, although he cheats on his wife. I can't help it. And sells recreational drugs regularly. I need the money, and I'm not harming anybody. He thinks that bankers are all thieves and should be punished, but he thinks nothing of making false claims to the Social Security. Everybody's doing it. Read everybody he knows. And what's the harm? Jack is a victim, and in his mind he is only making the best out of the hand life has dealt him. Stop. Question. What do we think about Jack's view of the world and himself? What do we think is wrong with the world? What do we think needs to be done to make it right? Why we are here. If Genesis 1 reminds us that we have been made in the image of God, it also informs us why God has done this. Evolution teaches that life is pointless. But the Bible teaches us that life is purposeful. Our true purpose in life is to represent the God who made us. How do we do that? 1, by worshiping God correctly. 2, by having a correct understanding of our place in the world. 3, by living in relationship to other people. 4, by subduing and having dominion over the rest of creation. Then throughout the remainder of the book, those are the themes that Mez explores. Again, this is a potential resource for new people to the faith. The schemes are a hard environment. And Mez comes out of those schemes. That's his life history. So he writes, addressing very hard situations that people find themselves in or have placed themselves in. So even though it's an introductory study, this specific volume, God, is He out there? It looks at some very challenging situations and explores all the different purposes that God has created us for. I recommend the series. It's 10 volumes, several different authors, several contributors. I appreciate you spending time with me today. May God bless you richly in Christ. We'll see you again soon, God willing.